What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going to be talking about NIO. We're going to talk about how we ended this week off and what's the expectations going into Monday. I forgot the market's closed tomorrow. But yeah, we're going to just talk about the whole technical side. Now, before we get into this video, I'd like to remind you that I do have a free Discord group, link in the description below. Go ahead and join there if you haven't. You can interact with me, DM me if you join the server. Now, from a technical standpoint, what did NIO do today? NIO basically did a whole lot of nothing. I mean, this morning, yes, we looked good. So this morning we opened up at 55.57. And then for the rest of the day, bam, we just gapped up and gapped down. So it was very frustrating to watch. A lot of tickers actually did that this morning. Keep in mind, the overall market was green this morning. And then what happened? Bam, just shook us out, tanked on us. That's normal Friday shenanigans, so I would not worry too much about that. In my video that I made yesterday, pretty much nothing happened. We were up 61 cents, so we are still in between these two zones right here. Now, in case you are a first-time viewer, these green zones is where I like to buy NIO. In between is kind of iffy because it's a gamble. It could go 50-50. So if you were to get in NIO right now, this is what I would say to you. Or if you're already in NIO, even if it falls down to here this week, I would not be worried until we broke this green zone. It's a green zone for a reason. That's where I buy at. For all those that you can't see these numbers, the numbers is 50.72. That's the bottom of the zone. The top of the zone is 52.77. So that's the first zone. The second upper zone, the first number is around $57. The second number is $59. So those are the two zones that you need to look for. Now we're somewhere in the middle between these two. So I do not like taking plays here. If I take plays, then I have a really wide stop loss here. That's how I, play these. Now, for what I'm looking at going into next week's session is a continuation. So if you're bullish on NIO, then you obviously wanted this to be the dip buy. You wanted this to be the dip buy, and then we just push up next week. Now, keep in mind, we have something exciting coming up. We have earnings March 1st. So I'm going to ask you this question, guys. Do you think NIO is going to have a pre-earnings run-up like it's done many times before? Look at the last pre-earnings run-up. Look what it did. So do you think this is going to be a positive catalyst? Do you think this is going to cause NIO to run up? And if you do, where do you think we're heading? Personally, if we do have that pre-earnings run-up, I think we're going to land over here near $65. We have to see how we interact around that level, though, because we have got rejected several times before. Look how many times we've got rejected before. So if we do have that pre-earnings run up, are we going to blast through it, or are we going to get rejected like we did before? That's the question we have to watch out for. That's the question, we'll have to see when it comes time. We may not even have a pre-earnings run up. So I'm just asking you, let me know in the comments below. Do you think we're going to have one like we did over here? Let's look over here. Look at the pre-earnings run up. I mean, my goodness, look at it over here. So this was back in November. So it started end of October. Earnings was the 17th. So we ran all the way up. I mean, we ran all the way up. And then earnings came out. When was that? It's 18th, 17th. And then we had a dip. And then we just shot up again. And then afterwards, we sold off. So the question I pose to you guys is, do you think the same scenario is going to happen where we run up and we have a pause and then we run up higher? That's a potential thing we could watch out for. Now, if we do have that earnings run up, if we have that pre-earnings run up, then what I would suggest is trimming off some of your position, because earnings is a gamble. Now, if you're a long-term investor, I'm not speaking to you. That's fine. You hold through the quarters, you hold through the volatility. That's completely fine. But if you're a trader, you like to swing it, a couple weeks, even a couple months, then I would suggest, if we do get that pre-earnings run up, just to trim some profits off, just in case we do have that pullback to that magnitude like we did over here. Keep in mind, though, this was partly due to a share offering, so there were other factors to keep in play, not just, the earnings itself. But we know that each quarter that NIO has been reporting, they've been reporting a win. They've been doing better and better each quarter. So that's a plus right there. Now, this quarter, they're expected still to report at a loss, negative 0.06. This quarter, guess what? They were supposed to report a loss, but they still did, but they beat it. So I think this quarter, they'll most likely beat this as well. And the following quarter, then they'll have that quarter where they're profitable. Now, I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying that the market will react nicely to that, because we've seen sell-offs where a stock just reports outstanding earnings and it still sells off. We've seen stocks report earnings, did horrible, and push up. So there's a lot of factors to play. It's overall the investor's sentiment. So we don't know how it's going to react. That's why I talked to you guys and saying that it's a gamble either way. But overall, our main focus going into next week's session, what you need to look out for is a push up back to $57. Period. We need it back. We need to get back into this green zone. I'll feel more comfortable because right now we made that higher low situation. We made that lower high situation, and we're in this kind of rut and downtrend. So if we get back in this green box, we're above these lows right here, and I'll feel a lot more comfortable. And then ultimately we need to blast right through $59 because it acted as a support before. It's acting as a resistance now. So those are the two levels you need to look at for going into next week. And the bearish case scenario is that we fall back down into this 50, 52 range. That's the bearish case scenario. Not saying we're going to hit it, but you have to be on the lookout for it because you have to play both sides. Either way, thank you for being here. Appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for being here, and I will see you all in the next video.